It's time. Big bocce time. What's up, guys? That guy with a... Wait, no! Pencil here from that I don't mean to. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Here we are. I mean, you know what time it is. You know we gotta breathe, right? But I'm excited to hop right into chapter 118 of Kagurabachi, known as the Yishima Talks, Part 2. And I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. Obviously, we do have a general idea how this is probably going to go, because the talks didn't go well. We know that. But I'm very interested to see how they're going to be actualized here, especially with 2 Soga clan members here. I genuinely still am really shocked 2 of them showed up. I mean, like, I get it. Bring your best big dogs, I guess, but still, I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see how this guy ends up handling it, considering he is kind of 4v1ing right now. Or, well, no, he still doesn't have his boys with him, but, like, still, not in the best of positions. But let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 118, the Yishima Talks, Part 2. You know what? I'll give this guy credit. I mean, to be fair, though, maybe he's just like, man, I got so much motion, twin. Y'all ain't really nothing like that for real. But he's looking and sitting pretty darn calm for someone who's probably in range of, what, 3 separate swords and a teleporter? Like, don't get gravity diff now. Don't let Shiba gravity diff you now. Let's see. Please. You know what, though? That's very, I mean, to be fair, though, as much as, seemingly enough, this Soga Clan member is like, yeah, do something. Do something, twin. Do something. I want you to do something. I want to up it right now. He's tweaking. But interesting to see Shiba, who's so far, especially in this flashback, has been portrayed as more like lackadaisical and non-caring, being like, hey, no, you just slaughtered a bunch of our people. No, you essentially just declared war on us and are telling us to surrender to your terms. We ain't doing all that, Gangaruni. Just go home. Like, this is not how we wanted this to go. Even though, admittedly, they already knew how this is going to go to some degree because of the talk or the future sight from Akimoto's older sister. What's her name? It's gone. It's gone. Wait. No, that's bad. It can't be gone. Not that quickly. It can't be gone. Not that quickly. What is her name? What is her name? What is her name? What's her name? It can't be gone that quickly. Dog, I know the name. I knew it. I knew it. Wait, really? Only 2 chapters are available now? Uh-oh. Or whatever her name was. But we do know from her prophecy that this did go bad. Like, nothing pleasant happened here. But let's see. Oh, please. Yeah, that's the thing. They still have, and admittedly, if that is truly the king, that's still like, maybe they just thought Japan wouldn't bring their best, but that's a lot of faith you gotta have to pull up with basically 2 core members of the royal family. Though presumably, if he isn't a warrior for one reason or another, he's just, sort of, not like, I want to say like just a figurehead, but maybe kind of like a figurehead king. Yeah, presumably, there's only twin right here. Got motion.
My apologies. Presumably twin god right here has motion.
Let's see. The 4 guys next to the old man are probably warriors, but Shiba and I should be able to handle that level of fighter. The dangerous one is. Yeah. And you know what? I'll admit, Kagurabachi has been just vague enough with its power system that I'm not sure, like, how active their 6th sense... Why can I not speak to that? How active their 6th sense is. Notably, when typically in a series with a power system, characters who are at least interacting with the power system will develop a 6th sense, right? We see this in Dragon Ball with Ki, Naruto with chakra. For some characters, not all characters in Naruto can sense chakra. It's like an overwhelming amount of chakra, and even then sometimes they can't sense it. But Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach has spiritual pressure. Like, all the different universes have that. And it's been confirmed that, like, you can feel magical presence, but I do wonder, like, how do they feel? Like relatively speaking, if you're standing next to somebody, how does that feel in this universe? Like, for example, in our real world, right, with our base 5 senses, when we see something with our eyes, we'll look at something and be like, this, that, and the third. We'll immediately develop an opinion on it just by being in the presence of something. Like, if you've ever looked at a mountain, you may have felt like, whoa, that thing's really, really big. So I wonder how that feels to them on a perception level, especially considering what Mashiro here is doing. He's essentially playing guesswork, because he doesn't know much. I'll leave when my business is done. He said, I'm sticking 10 toes down, lest you move me. But okay, let's see. This guy's more dangerous than the other 4 together. Okay. I mean, like, to be fair, we don't have any standards for this before, but okay, they got motion to it. Especially considering technically the Islanders still do have an advantage. Obviously, the king probably, like I said, I don't think he's a fighting force kind of guy, but 4 actual warriors plus 1. Meanwhile, we have what? A random guy who essentially is our king equivalent, and then 2 Soga clan members, Mashiro and Shiba. So technically, they are outnumbered. Let's see. This guy's more dangerous than the other 4 together. We can't allow him to move around freely. Okay, so that's, he must feel like, for example, maybe a mountain is too grand scale. You ever walk down the street and see a really tall buff guy and be like, yeah, not him, not him. I've been through that many a time before. That's presumably exactly what he's feeling, but in like the Sixth Sense kind of way. Because the guy doesn't, I mean, like, he looks auriful, I'll give him that, but he doesn't give off that imposing of a presence, I don't think. We'll see. Okay, I'll buy. That business isn't actually talking, is it? I have so many questions, but let's start with that. It is very interesting. Like, that goes to show how high level Shiba is, right? The fact that he's the one leading these conversations and negotiations, despite having 2 Soga clan members there, right? Like, that's actually kind of insane. They're just standing by like, hey, whatever you say, Shiba man. Presumably Shiba is the one who saved them from the blowing up ship, probably. But still, the idea that Shiba is the one leading the talks, despite clearly, I assume, being younger than at least the old guy, right? Like, at least being younger than this guy. Shiba, man. Even back here, he had motion to it, and we know he lives. We haven't seen Mashiro in the modern day. And obviously, we just got introduced to these Soga clan members. Presumably, they don't make it past this arc. As people pointed out, the war was horrific until the Enchanted Blades were actually created. So, it's very likely that he was the strongest, and he was one of the few who lived to tell the tale. Mikaboshi. You know. There we go. My brain was like, I read that wrong, didn't I? Yeah. Then I'll cut to the chase. If you want to understand our motive, just look to history. Oh, okay. Hey, don't move too much, or the gentleman here will cut you. Interesting, just cut you. Not cut you down. But I guess that's the thing, right? They still know they're engaging with what is technically a pseudo-foreign adversary. So they're like, I guess it's the idea of, while tensions are high right now, let's not make them higher. So, and obviously, a big thing in general combat, in general life, is information games. So, if they were to just cut this guy down, they probably wouldn't get too much information about Shikoku, which is the whole reason why they're here, right? Like, the initial reasoning for the talks was to at least get a better understanding of the situation and not just theory. So they do need him around. So it explains why they're just like, yeah, we'll cut you. We'll cut you down. Let's see. I don't know. To be fair, I love this guy's archetype more, but he's got aura. Let's see. How do you do? Especially, like, I don't know, with the Soga clan being responsible, or at least in history-wise being responsible for the driving out of the Mikaboshi, I bet he's more than happy to be like, hey, been a while since my people got to cut you down. Welcome back. Let's see. We are the Mikaboshi. Your ancestors chased us off. We hid in darkness for over 1,000 years. That is crazy. I wonder how, I mean, the Mikaboshi were sorcerers, but either it had to be like a collective effort on some start of Undertale type timing for them to be able to do that, or they must have, like, when they found the Daten and Shikoku, that must have immediately understood it. To hide the entire island? Like, Shikoku isn't small. It's bigger than Yishima, right? Like, it's a gargantuan landmass. And they just hid. And undetectable, to the point where their existence, while remembered in history as the Mikaboshi, like, it wasn't something that they were actively concerned about because they just outright vanished. So, I mean, yeah, they did hide in darkness, and that's low-key a feat in of itself. Let's see. Chiba, Kanagawa, Tokyo. The lands I named are a price for that. So they're looking for a little bit of retributions, little reparations here and there. Honestly, I always say this, right? We don't have, funnily enough, we're in the middle of a flashback arc gaining context for the war, but we don't really have enough context on how the Soga versus the Mikaboshi actually went. And we even know through Akimura, the Soga weren't like the best of people out there already. We know this through Akimura. I'm gonna look up the sister's name. I feel way too embarrassed on knowing the sister's name. Come here! I know she's only had like a chapter and a half, but Akimura Soga. Let me see.
Kagurabachi, tell me the way.
Unnamed mother? Oh, yeah, he has an unnamed mother. I was like, shouldn't be unnamed. Chiaki. There we go. Chiaki. Gosh darn it. But Chiaki, right? Like, her whole life goes to show that the Soga in the modern day aren't the best. And obviously they collaborate with not just the organized government, but also a bunch of evil sorcery clans. So I do wonder what the context is fully. Obviously, now the Mikaboshi are coming back, like, very violent, but, you know, if I had to be banished from my possible homeland for 1,000 years in darkness because I was driven out by a bunch of people, yeah, I'd be pretty mad too. Let's see. Hey. Oh. Darn! He couldn't. Yo. Do you know how to say it? Like, and you know what the wild thing is? They just cut his fingers. They didn't even. Yo. Low key. Kind of a precision feat right there. Because you see what this is? Alright. You could look at this. He's gripping this like blade. It's a very tiny blade though. It's not about the size of the boat, but the motion in the ocean. But this is a very tiny blade, and they just cut his fingers. Not even all of them. He still has his ring and his pinky finger. They cut just his thumb, middle, and index finger. That's crazy levels of precision, and didn't even harm the knife. Didn't even harm his clothes. Just cut him. Who did it? Was it both of them? Because, like, unless the guy went, like, one of them went that way on one side, that's crazy. Let's see. I guess it was just one of them on one side. All right, let's see. And it was this guy whose name I'm not going to, well, in this case, I actually can go back. What is your name, friend? Let me see. End of chapter. Hirohito. Oh, yeah, we didn't get confirmation of who was who, but Yoshinojo and Hirato. I'm going to assume this is Hiroto. Yeah, just because of the order of this. This is Hiroto, and then this is Yoshinojo, which seems to match. But is it Hiroto or Hirato? I think it's Hiroto. Hiroto Soga. So Hiroto,
You got motion like that, twin. You got motion like that.
bro, blitzed him and removed his fingers, and you don't even see any blood on his blade. Let's see. Next time, it'll be your throat. And this... Oh, whoa! You know, he's doing pretty darn well for losing his fingers. Let's see. And this ore you call the Datenseki. How do you know that? How do you know they call it the Datenseki? Well, no. I think they literally brought up that term. Let's see. And this ore you call the Datenseki. Hey, we pray to it. It protects us. We coexist with it. It is our god. Oh, AJ. Okay. But that, unironically, to some degree, that makes sense. Because we know the enchanted blades are, like, weirdly sentient. And obviously, you could chalk that up to a lot of, like, their master behind them, right? Like, Kunishige Rokuhiro is clearly just a monster with the hammer? I'm not sure. With the smithing tools? But regardless, we know Rokuhiro himself just created the enchanted blades to be special. But in combo with that, in uniqueness, we do know that because of that, even well after Rokuhiro's death and the enchanted blades changing hands, like, they can be spoken to. They can be worked with. They can be, like, bullied into doing a certain thing. We see Soga do this all the way back in the initial arc. We literally just, like, commands Cloud Gouger to return to him, and it's like, alright, whatever you say, boss, and comes back to his hand. It is actually a real proper thing that, on occasion, you know, these things are sentient. They are interactable in a way that probably isn't like normal, but at the same time is so abnormal that I could believe that the Mikaboshi would, like, build a religion, a faith around it. Especially if presumably it enhances their powers as much as we know it does. Let's see. Alright. Swish. Okay. It seems like Yoshinojo and Hirato are moving. Okay, but 1, 2, 3. So 3 of the 4 guys got into motion immediately, but one guy staying back to guard, who I presume is the king. Let's see. He wasn't kidding! He said, you got one chance, my G. And said, I like your cut, G. Boom! Yo. I mean, he got motion. Then I sound like Hoshinojo's dynamic and gimmick more. I don't know, gang. You know, so he got that. What? Splacked him real quick. Well, hope the king is back up, son. Golly! All right. Okay. Hiroto? Oh, okay, so one of the guys just tackles him. Darn, all the way out into the ocean. Darn, and that's before even the head can fall. So these characters are moving extremely fast. All right, let's see. Yoshinojo also seems to get tackled. And one guy, I'm not sure who he's lunging in for. Is he lunging in for Shiba or Mashiro? Let's see. Boom, into the water. Yoshinojo. Oh, darn, gets sent further into Yishima, seemingly. Yeah, so they send Yoshinojo deeper into the trees. He seems very... You know what, though? He hasn't said much, but I like you have that Yoshinojo's geeked because of this instead of being, like, annoyed or afraid. He's like, hey, you wanna 1v1 me? You wanna 1v1? Like, I don't know. I love the archetype of characters. Especially, to be fair, he's not necessarily older. He's presumably, like, maybe in his 40s. Or maybe even just late 30s. He just has a very full beard and stash. But I do love characters of the archetype of, like, hey, you know, I'm kind of just here for a fade, right? And if you want it, you got it. Obviously, like, for a story I'm writing, I have a character like that. I have a couple characters like that. But they don't get introduced, like, at all for the first book. For reasons of, like, meta-narrative structure for that book. But they are fun to write and they're fun to read about. I feel like Yoshinojo's on that timing. No, to be fair, I may just be reading them too much. Oh, okay, interesting. So he gets tackled into the woods. And then Hiroto gets tackled into the water. Up, and then Shiba just goes... No, yo, I mean, like, to be fair, I'd gravity diff everybody too, right? Like, let's not even play games, right? You spontaneously gain the ability to teleport. Someone tries to run your fade. Are you actually gonna fight them fair? Dog, if I can teleport to a volcano, boom, we're there. And I'm gone. And so are you eventually in this lava. Yes, I will teleport hundreds of feet in the air. I'll just do it. So Shiba, I get on him for spamming the gravity strat, but like, can I really? can I, like, would I be any different? But are we actually getting to see some Shiba action, bro? But his tactics, let's see. Oh, darn. Oh, okay, wait, well, hold on. I may have to take, well, to be fair, he did say throat. He didn't say he'd take his whole dome off. But I may have to knock Hiroto some points down, some pegs down, bro. I thought you took his whole dome piece off. That's not his whole dome piece. You slit his throat open. But, I mean, still, he's presuming. So let's see. Hey, what the? Okay, that was a bit over the top. Dude, Mashiro, you know what time it is. Let's see. Oh, okay, so this final guy is, oh, well, I guess that makes sense now. With him seemingly incapacitated, at least for something good. They do, like, now, it is actually a solid 4-on-4. So that power imbalance I noticed at the start of the chapter is gone. Let's see. Oh, okay, he aura farmed though. Let's see. And this does look like the previous, oh, actually, funnily enough, this looks like the power of the black that we've seen Samura and Akimura tap into. Not just the regular, like, manifestation of a certain ability that we've seen with previous users of the Datenseki who are from the mainland. Let's see. Eesh. Thought those guys weren't so tough, but they sent the Sogas flying. And what's with that black cloud? Okay, so Mashiro, you may not be the best judge of character, brother. Let's see. All right. So he lunges forward. King, I mean, maybe we just aren't seeing enough of his close-up reactions, but the king seems rather unfazed that seemingly his son just got split open for the free. Let's see. Oh? What is it? What is this? What is this? Hold on. Let's see. Mashiro's sorcery. Aku. That sounds familiar. I think, like, Samurai Jack comes to mind, but I think there's another reference I'm missing there. Let's see. Mashiro's sorcery, Aku, creates pressure in a specified place and location. Wait, no. Specified place and specified direction. Okay. So just sheer pressure. Oh, and I think we've seen this effect before around Mashiro. Interesting. So he's able to manifest pressure. That's actually a pretty useful ability too. He could presumably, like, I'm not sure how resistant he is to his own pressure, but presumably he could use something like that to, like, fly or to cushion or to, like, enhance his own attacks and or specifically negate any or, like, redirect. One thing I talk about when I talk about Viltrumites on occasion, I know, random link, but one of my main things I love about Viltrumite flight, and it's the same thing with Superman, Kryptonian flight, is the idea that as long as you're able to, like, recompose yourself, 9 out of 10 times you should be able to, like, hard stop and basically animation cancel. And maybe Mashiro has that same ability where he can use force upon himself. Like, say he's launched, right, as this guy was clearly going to do. He would have been able to maybe cancel out his momentum by applying force onto himself. Now, obviously, the difference with that is he'd be negating the force of someone already making contact with him and then applying force to himself. So it could still backfire. But let's see. Oh, man, what is it? Man, Mikaboshi, what is your obsession with bugs, man? I mean, to be fair, though, that has been established part of the culture. And seemingly enough, it's very interesting that Akimura clearly picked up on that as well, right? Like, there's no doubt that Akimura took a lot of inspiration from the Mikaboshi for the Magatsumi and how he utilizes it. From the black energy to the insect theme, like, it's very interesting that he went down that path in particular. I wonder, like, we're probably going to get some context for that, because I feel like we need it. Let's see. Kira. Fancy way to say bee, I guess. Let's see. Or maybe a hornet stinger. Let's see. Oh, okay, weave. Interesting though. No force there though. So that was just Mashiro's base abilities, and he leaped out of the way of that. After applying force, presumably at least slow him down. Let's see. He pierced it. Ah, okay. So that was a consistent layer of force. He used Kera, burst through it, and pierced the force wall, and then Mashiro's force adopted. Let's see. He pierced it. That's sorcery. It looked like a bee. Yeah, buddy. I mean, that's very interesting that the Mikaboshi are being associated with insects. Notably, when you think of, like, insects and stuff like that, you think of, maybe, I don't know, an infestation, right? And notably, a very other common thing about insects is that no matter how often you drive them out from a certain area, they'll somehow always find their way back in, even if a long period of time passes in between, right? Like, anyone who lives remotely up north knows that for a good chunk of the winter, insects just, like, vanish. Like, they aren't entirely gone. Obviously, depending on, like, how well you maintain your living space, insects will, if they're inside already, they will just stay there and populate. But usually, like, ants or smaller insects, they'll just vanish for an extended period of time during the winter, but then they'll always come back. So the Mikaboshi being associated with insects, you know, another very tenacious, admittedly very powerful, right? Like, we sleep on insects because they're so tiny, but relative to their size, they are extremely powerful. And it's clear that that insect, like, linkage is also present with the Mikaboshi and how they've been utilized. Were banished, where the infestation was rooted out, it just disappeared somewhere else for a little bit, came back 1,000 years later, is now going crazy. Let's see. All right. Oh, interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yo, Mashiro's trying to boom him. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. You gonna break 3 though? Oh! Yo! Speaking of animation, so the force is obviously, so Mashiro, maybe it's because he landed, but Mashiro puts the force on the guy. He staggers a little bit, goes, and then immediately breaks through and punches right through Mashiro. Okay, random guy. You got motion, twin. I see you. Look at you. I can't even see your eyes and you got motion. Quality stuff. Let's see. Boom. Boom. Into the ground. Well, remember that animation cancel thing I mentioned? Maybe Mashiro's not built for that. Let's see. Inhuman strength and speed. Well, to be fair, Datsenseki enhanced. So, yeah, I suppose it is inhuman. That's always the funny thing, right? Like, inhuman means so many different things depending on the series that you're in. Right? Like, inhuman for here is obviously this. But, like, if you think of inhuman in, like, a Magi, or even in, like, a Dragon Ball, or in even, like, JJK, a verse I'd say is around the level of the Kagurabachi verse on its lower end. You can make very high-end interpretations for the Kagurabachi verse. I've seen that now. But generally, inhuman means so many different things at so many different levels. And you can see that Mashiro, who is seemingly one of the top 4 big dogs that the major clans in the government has to offer, even he's like, no, this guy's something different. He's got unbelievable motion, twin. But I need to stop. I'm so old, right? I'm old, so I pick up on slang later, and then when I pick up on slang later, I'm like, man, I be spamming it. And there's some slang that doesn't even get picked up on, but I'm still obsessed with. I don't say it that often in videos, but the amount of times I say genuinely to myself instead of genuinely, I have a problem. I genuinely have a problem. But let's see. Inhuman strength and speed. Oh, okay, and another kata. Huh? Ooh, yo. Honestly, he just like me for real. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things to do ever. And obviously, I'm not like firing bees out, but setting up the schmicks a little bit, the pump fake, being like, yeah, buddy, focus on that projectile. No, let me get in you. Whoa, First, I'm going to throw a pause on something. But if you ever played any fighting game ever, there ain't nothing more satisfying than throwing out a projectile, getting your opponent to focus on that. They block it, then you take their ankles. Me, usually though, I go for the dome because everyone always blocks low because they don't want to get blown up for good reason. But me, I go high, and clearly this guy went high too. He's like, yeah, let me go for the low. Let me take your legs real quick. Mashiro wasn't even able to fully dodge the strike, even though he saw it. And then this guy comes in. I was gonna. Can I say finger him? Yeah, he's gonna finger him in the eyeballs though, presumably in the face. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so 5 separate impacts. I'm assuming that may be Aku, or yeah, Mashiro sorcery. Let's see. Mashiro, I said you probably weren't gonna make it. I didn't say this quick, but wait, he doesn't even have a name. Let's see. Squeeze. Oh, interesting though. I mean, Mashiro, he did live though, but yeah, it looks like he didn't even do much of any damage to this guy. All right, yeah, and he has the Datenseki literally built into his armor. All right, let's see. Datenseki. It protects us. Don't tell me he's using the power of the Datenseki. How else was he supposed to get that superhuman strength? But at the same time, I get why. Well, no. It was already established that they've seen people using Datenseki before. But I guess it's different. It's very different hearing about something than actually experiencing something. I know that's an actual fact. Like, hearing what someone's capable of doing and actually seeing what someone's capable of doing are two fundamentally different things. And especially considering they didn't really have anything confirmed too well based on the happenings of Yishima, Mashiro probably wouldn't be able to recognize any of the signs because barely anyone lived to tell the tale. I'll say, they can wield the power that surpasses what the human body can contain. There's no way we can win with normal attacks. Normal attacks? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Honey! Oh! Mashiro, my boy. I was not expecting you to have this much motion, twin. Make me want to bust a move on him.
He said, hey, you trying to hit me with the high-low mix-up? Sorry, bro. You went for the high. Couldn't do much damage. Let me take your dome real quick. And that's smart. I like how that's set up, too. You can see he lost his sword in the scuffle, but possibly intentionally, so he could set this up. And unironically, he actually took inspiration from the guy, seemingly enough. Well, presumably he could do this already. But the way that Keto was used to set up into something, he inverted it, right? Where here, Keto was used to set up for the actual physical attack that got Mashiro. Mashiro, well, presumably not, like, fully willingly, he was put in a position where he was the bait that allowed for the attack that took that down off. Something free, something light. And I like that, too. For him to be able to use his sorcery with his sword. So he essentially gets, like, a whole extra world of attack options. Like, unironically, he should probably be a dual wielder. Like, if he could consistently use a sword in his hands and also use a sword through his... Well, to be fair, though, he may want to stack his sorcery with himself and his sword all in one rather than splitting up a little bit. But that's crazy. And notably, that's actually... That's actually extra impressive for a katana to do. Because, like, for example, at least to me, he sent the sword like this, right? Like, he didn't... It doesn't seem like he went like this and then launched it, because obviously, yeah, this would take a dome off. It looks like his Aku launched the sword with so much force. Like no, I'm putting the hilt to my neck. The actual tip of the blade and the blade width itself isn't that big. He put the blade to the neck with more than enough force to take his whole dome off. While this guy is super reinforced with magical energy, right? Like, I highly doubt this nameless fodder. Well, not fodder. He's built like that. This nameless guy turned off his connection to the Datenseki. So his sorcery is strong enough to reinforce a blade that he isn't even touching to tear through someone with a Datenseki amp. This guy may, Mashiro, you may be able to low-key, like, violate a lot of the early series, dog. I see. Let's see. Then again, I do have this. Yes, indeed. I see you, twin. Huh? Oh, darn. Off screens of doom and despair, bro. How you get off screen like that? You dragged him into the water. Let's see. I had it hidden in the sand clouds. Smart. So yeah, he did allow the setup. He lost it. So somewhere in the midst of that scuffle, he intentionally threw his blade away. Because you can see he has it. You can see he has it here. Yeah, he has it here. It looks like he has it here. He has it even here, maybe. I think he still has it here. It's just hidden behind his head. And then the smoke cloud comes up. He presumably, in the midst of getting absolutely violated, throws the blade out, sets it up for that, hides in the smoke clouds, and then forces it. Let's see. Shikoku, how many people live there? Are they all hostile like these guys? If that place is crawling with guys like this, then yeah, you ain't really got much of an option. If only your blaze could become enchanted. Let's see. Joe's like, man, forget about this. Let's see. No more ocean stuff. But you lived, though, and took relatively minimal damage just for fighting underwater. Let's see. It stings in the wounds. Yikes, you beat that dude in the water? Yes, he did. Let's see. Up. Hey, is Sheba dead? He reminds me of Naoto, but darn. Another off-screen of... We're not going to see any of you guys fight proper, like, what else? I mean, we saw a little bit of motion from Hiruto, but, like, Yoshinojo. I want to see you throw hands. Let's see. Oh.
And Sheba!
I mean, I get... Well, no, you didn't grab me, didn't you? Teleported back to the ground with them.
What were you doing? Sheba!
Okay, it's got... Hokuzono says he has to be in on the bit at this point, dog. Why does he keep getting off-screen fights? Like, presumably, we're probably going to see him fight a little bit more. But, dog! We're never beating the allegations. Nope. Sorry. I highly doubt Yoshinojo even want him dead. Let's see. Just nicks and scratches? Ugh, these guys are total beasts. I've got a lot of broken bones. Well, you're doing good, though, for a lot of broken bones. Uh-oh. Yeah, the king's just standing here? No. Black bar? Black bar? Uh-oh. Okay, so yeah. Man, maybe you should have taken his dome off, G. You know what I'm saying, man? Maybe you should have taken his whole dome off, G. It looks like you may have just activated his ult here. Let's see. So, what happened next? Yishima conference testimony. Okay, Shiba's beat it. Yeah, so everyone here presumably dies. Looks like Mashiro. I thought Mashiro was going to make it past the arc. He might not make it past this first talk with Yishima, man. If they're only interviewing Shiba, I don't know, gang. But...
a very action-packed, I will say. Very action-packed.
And a W chapter. I really, really like it. It was a good way to show off Mashiro. Really, presumably, he's probably gonna die. Like let's be honest. He wasn't mentioned at all in the main narrative up to this point. While he has a cool power and ability, presumably the reason why, maybe Hiruto and Yoshinojo survive past this so we can see them fight a little bit more. But this was essentially meant to be the Mashiro Showcase chapter, which is good. And I also do like the thematics that we're setting up with the Mikaboshi and their fighting styles, how they operate differently from the previous use of the Dachinseki that we've seen, with the focus on insects and the clear level of control and mastery that they do have, and clearly setting up why the enchanted blades were necessary even before like the war started, right? Because naturally, if these are the 4 top guys and they're going extreme diff, or at least like in Mashiro's case was basically extreme diff. For Hiruto, you could maybe argue it was a high diff. Maybe you could argue it's a mid diff for Yoshinojo, but even Shiba clearly took some damage in mid-air while he was fighting. So it was already not an easy fight for just four of the top guys to take on 4 admittedly seemingly royal guards, but still, they presumably have more. And they've been preparing for this invasion for 1,000 years. So yeah, I do like setting up the Mikaboshi as this present proper threat. I do like seeing Mashiro's abilities, and I can feel it's all gonna go downhill from here. At least for Shiba and his crew. But let me hit it for the 2 times. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you've been all the way through this video, please leave not over yet in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. You to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that lethal notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you can have a page down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So, those perks include the live reactions, the other series and review, ad reactions of all my videos, early ad free access to all my videos, early ad free access not just all my videos on the main channel, but all my videos on the second channel. That got the reaction link in the description down below. Also, you get your name listed at the end of every single video if you're a $3 member or a $3 patron or higher. You get your name listed and read aloud at the end of every single video. You also get unedited versions of all the videos. If you notice for the Kagurabachi reviews, at least on the main channel, they are jacked up and chopped up a little bit because I don't want to get blown up. But patron members get uncut versions of all the chapters. And do my Twitch down below. Stream every Friday, 8 p.m. ES Tizzle. That guy the controller. Link down below. Also, I do have my Ko-Fi if you want to draw 5 minutes for a short video, 20 minutes long video. But now I want to thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Riddle 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Buddha Uda, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Tim Thomas, Kaving, or XN, Dead Mean, Keon Stewart, Edwin Idwinoba, Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Plan Crone, Brandon Payne, Black Sage, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalims, Joe Bean, Sleepin' John, The Young Family Pastel Pandora, Mosity King DKG, Akolade Babatunde, at JDog2656, Union Eye, Funny Dude, Athenzi Shear, Sino King, Sheesh King, CCC, Enzo, Kitty Liddy, Gerald Harris, Dino, Victor Jacobs, Axis XE, RTM, Gangatron, Praise the Sun, Blast, Magic, and Andrine Bonnet. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons, Dread Zoan, Kevin Encarnacion, Lil Kodo, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members, Shrimp the Fourth Shrimp 06. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.